Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Kadash. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone. Peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. This teaching today, this lesson today is Esau wants to escape judgment. Esau wants to be free from judgment, which that's not going to happen. You know, everything, when you look at everything Esau's doing on the planet right now, he's setting up everything so he could be free from judgment. Any way that he could be destroyed, any way he could go down, just like America's the new Rome, Mystery Babylon, all the ways that ancient Rome went down, they're trying to figure out ways to get around that. So with the money collapsing, overspending, hyperinflation, you know, the devalue of the dollar, collapse of the dollar, how are they trying to get around that? Well, they're trying to bring in the whole digital currency thing, which also brings in the mark of the beast. Therefore, so-called Black Messiah, if you watch the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, a Black Messiah can never rise because now they would have everybody on the earth chipped and in order, worshiping them. Like Revelation 13, he calls everybody to worship the beast. You know, and you would be tracked. All your spending habits, anything you do will be tracked because anything you buy or sell will be tracked by the way of the mark of the beast, which is the micro implant chip, which goes back to their new world system with the whole digital currency and everything set up. So he's trying to set himself free of the judgment of the Lord. When you go into Space Force, you see during the Trump administration they had a thing called Space Force that they're still developing to this day. They're trying to get from under the judgments of the chariots. They're trying to set up a space force and develop weapons. Therefore, they can fight against these chariots and they can fight against the Lord when they come back. Their plan is to meet the Lord, fight against him, subdue him, just like it says in 2 Ezra chapter 13, subdue the man that came out the sea. So therefore, they would have nobody above them no more. They could reign and do whatever they want to do, and they could escape that judgment. Esau wants to be free for that judgment, but Esau is the number one wanted suspect. At this point, he's not even a suspect. He's already guilty. You know, I mean, the blood that he done shed and everything, I mean, it speaks for itself. That blood is crying out to the Lord. This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 12. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment, was not to drink of the cup, have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?" So Esau thinking he's going to go unpunished. This is some of the blasphemies that he's speaking, that it speaks about in Revelation chapter 13, that it speaks about in Daniel chapter 7. These are some of the blasphemies of that beast, of the dragon too. This is the blasphemies that Esau is speaking, that he's always going to be in power and he's never going to get taken down, and that's just not true. So it says, that all together go unpunished. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but shall surely drink of it. So the Lord said, look, he's not going to go unpunished, but he should surely drink of it. It says, "For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra should become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste." So the Lord said, "I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord," that pretty much Mystery Babylon and all the cities will be destroyed. This will happen. I mean, there's no way around it. Here, check it out real quick. This is Psalms, right here. Let me get this. Psalms chapter 10. The wicked, right? This is what they're saying. This is his heart's desire. Psalms chapter 10, verse 1. "Why standest thou all forward, O Lord? Why hidest thyself in the time of trouble?" You know, it says, the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. If you go to Malachi chapter 1, then you know who the wicked is. It's Esau, Edom, and you know who that is, who's running the earth right now. 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9 tells you that Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the one that followed. It says, in his pride, he persecute the poor. And the mark of the beast is just another way to persecute the poor. Is to put everybody back into perpetual slavery and bow down to him and the beast, not the Lord. "Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined, even the mark of the beast, even a new world order, all the devices that they have imagined, the microchip, let them be taken in those things." It says, "For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, And blessed is the covetous, who the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. So look, he's the wicked through his pride and his countenance. Salaki.
The neighborhood with rubblestone by pavestone. We make it easy for you.
So through his pride, it says through his pride and his countenance would not seek after God. So he's not seeking after the judgments of the Lord. He's not seeking after the ways that the Lord set up for this earth to be ruled. That's why the true Israelites, we have to be put up in rulership. The true rulers of this earth, we have to be put back in rulership. But we have to be righteous ourselves. Because 2/3 of us not going to get it. They're not going to make it. But they will be reborn back into the kingdom where they will be perfect and be under that new covenant, Jeremiah 31:31. It says, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above all his sight. See, judgment. He wants to be free from that judgment. As for all his enemies, he puffeth up at them, you know. It says, he has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, I shall never be an adversary. So he's saying that he ain't gonna never be in no trouble. He should not be moved from him being in the power seat on top, starting with the Greeks to the Romans to the French to the Spaniards, Germaner Minor, Germaner Major, and then Great Britain, and then you have Mystery Babylon, which is America. You know, the Great Horror. They said, look, we always gonna be in power, and they've been in power for a long time, but it's a short time pertaining to the Lord. They about to be taken down. You see in the beginning of it right now. Says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, but under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draws them into his net. And those are the different. They're going to use the mark of the beast to draw you into the net of getting the chip, which you see that going on with the jab right now. They put drugs in there, know that you're going to sell them because you're poor, and it's all a trap. PPP loans, know that you're going to take them and scam the system because you're poor, but it's a trap, and they're going to come and put you in jail. But he's guilty of all these things, and he's going to be judged for all these things, but he's trying to escape that judgment, which he's not going to be able to. Here, let's go to... This right here, I jumped over it. This is Job, right? Chapter 9. Verse 24. Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Who's the most wicked on the earth? Well, we know who that is because who's ruling the earth? It says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, meaning the people would be a rulership and they would be the most wicked on the earth. And we all know who that is. You call him a so-called white man, which is the Esau, which are the Edomites today, because that was prophecy fulfilled that would happen. That's Esau's blessing, which is in Genesis chapter 27, start at verse 40, which is similar to Jacob's blessing, which is Genesis 27, verse 27 on down. But we get our blessing in the kingdom, which is about to come. His world's about to be taken down. That dragon, the great horror, Mystery Babylon is about to be out of there. He's going to get judged, but the point is he covers the face of the judges. Even all the old prophets, he covered the faces. He told you that Jesus and God looks like him. When you Google Jesus and God, who pops up? So he told you, and he covered the true images of the Lord and stuff like that. And he has a judgment coming for that, but he don't want to go through that judgment though. So that's why he was covering the faces. It brings you to here, let me jump in here real quick. It brings you to this right here. He's always wanted to hide from the Lord and want to be free from the judgment of the Lord. He always has. This is Revelation chapter 6, if I can get to it. Verse 12, I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as a sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. So I hold that right there. right? And then it says, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. That's talking about those nuclear weapons. The Lord gave them that technology. They really haven't used the nuclear weapons that much. They really haven't used that technology. They dropped atomic bomb on Japan. But as far as the nuclear weapons, why? Because that is set for an appointed time. There's going to come a time where those are going to be used, and the Lord is going to take those weapons from him, Isaiah 34, and the Lord is going to use it against him. But he wants to escape that judgment. And this is, remember we say he covers the faces of the judges. He said, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every freeman, hid themselves in the dens, and in the rocks of the mountains, and said unto the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him. See, they always trying to hide from the face of judgment. So they covered the faces. It's so bad that they covered the faces of the judges. Job chapter 9, verse 24. And then right here in Revelation chapter 6, said, hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. Because where's the wrath of the Lamb? He's coming back to put judgment on them. For the great day of his wrath is come. See? And who shall be able to stand? Exactly. The great day of his wrath is coming, and they want to hide from that. This is Revelation chapter 1. Behold, he cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. Old Rome, the new Romans, right? 2/3 of Jake, which are reincarnated to this day. You know, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall well because of him. Even so, amen. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty. He's the top dog, so he's the one that puts judgment on the earth. He's the one that judges the earth, but they don't want that. Salaki. So they don't really want that judgment. They're trying to hide from it. They're trying to escape from it, you know. But, I mean, it's nothing they could do. You know, he want to be free from that judgment, but it's just going to come on him even worse. Let's leave it here. Matter of fact. No, this is pretty quick. Just a little quick snack. Hopefully it be edifying. You know, Isaiah chapter 34. Verse 4, and all the hosts, Isaiah 34, verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. This is his judgment. This is his curse. And all the hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Right? Behold, it should come down upon the Dumian, which is Greek for Edom. It says, upon the people of my curse. That's his curse. And to judgment. See, he's going to get that judgment, even though he wants to be free from that judgment. It says, for my the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and made fat with fatness, and the blood of lambs and goats, and the fat of kidneys and rams. For the Lord has a sacrifice in Basra, a great slaughter in the land of Edomian, right? Because it's a sacrifice, right? And that's what those days, that's what the fatness of lamb, it all goes into that sacrifice. America is going to be a great slaughter in the land, and it's going to be a whole sacrifice. No man is ever going to live on this land again, right? That goes back into Jeremiah 39, Isaiah chapter 13, right? It says, and the unicorn should be down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land should be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, the year of recompense for the consecrated of Zion. This didn't happen in past times. The key element that tells you that is, it says this is the day of the Lord's vengeance. This is when he comes back. This is him bringing judgment and vengeance back on the earth. So this is a future prophecy which proves that the Edomites are still around to this day, and proves that the Edomites have a target on their back when the Lord comes back to judge them. I mean, that's beautiful right there. I mean, that's perfect. I mean, there's no way around it. We could leave it off right here because the people of his curse, right? Which, you know, we know who that is. It's the Edomites, the wicked. See how it all goes together? This is Malachi chapter 1, right? Verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragon of the wilderness. But he came back. That deadly wound was healed. He came back as the new Rome, mystery Babylon, which is America. It says, whereas Edom say, we are a province, but we will return and build the destined places. Who's the great builders on the earth? Who built the Eiffel Tower? You know, yeah, they do have Jakes working under them, but who gets the credit for these places? Who gets the credit for building America? For building Paris, for building New York, for building LA or Miami? Who gets the praises and the benefits and the glory, you know, for and the credit for building these places? Esau. So who's the great builder? Japheth is not a great builder on the earth right now. So we know who the Edomites are, man. It matches up. It says, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus say the Lord of hosts, they should build it. I will throw down. They built up America, great countries, the greatest country the earth has ever seen. But the Lord said he's going to throw it down. We just read how in Isaiah 34 with the missiles. In Revelations chapter 6, Revelations chapter 8. It says, Revelations chapter 18. It says, but I will throw down, and they should call them the border of wickedness, and the people against who the Lord has indignation for forever. And that's the curse of Esau. So Esau's trying to escape that judgment. He would not escape that judgment. He's going to be dealt with. Point blank, period. But with that, we're going to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yikakadash. Double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and honor to all the brothers in the truth. Then we're going to leave it off right here. I know I already said that prayer, that blessing. But I still want to get this real quick since it just came to mind, because I want to say the same thing going into that prayer. This is Revelation chapter 15, verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his mark and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of the saints.